In the heart of Manitoba, music isn't just a sound, it's a lifeline. Behind the Music takes you on a journey through the lives of local artists, revealing the raw passion that fuels their creativity. From the cramped basements where they hone their craft, to the electrifying moments on stage, we explore their inspirations and the struggles they face along the way. Each story is unique, yet they all share a common thread, the relentless pursuit of their dreams. Discover how these artists channel their experiences into powerful melodies and witness the transformative power of music as it connects us all. Join us as we celebrate the voices that shape our community and inspire us to keep pushing forward.
Perfect. There we go. So you mentioned that you've checked out some of the other ones that I've been doing with some of the other guys on the scene.
Yeah. They're great. Such great episodes. So cool to get an inside look at people's like who they are and their process and stuff, because you spend so much time like playing shows and um you get to know people as friends and stuff, but to hear their whole backstory and stuff is like super interesting.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's kind of what the whole idea was, right? Is because people don't know how much a person puts out there when they're a musician, right? Because you have who you are on stage, and then it's completely different from who you are off of the stage. It's two
100%.
different people, right? So it's nice to be able to kind of break that down, and the people that watch can see like, oh, hey, well, this guy's just like my neighbor, just he plays guitar, or this guy can sing, and well, if he can do it, I can too, right? And it's
Exactly.
kind of that humbling love kind of feeling that musicians strive to give, but everyone always is so negative that it's, well, we can't do what they do. Well, no, really, you can. We started from nothing and came up to what we are. So at the end of the day, it's, all balances out for everyone.
Exactly. It's anything is possible if you put in the work. Nothing anybody does is impossible. So
Well, exactly. I always like to say that everything's improbable. There's always a percentage you can do it.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But so you kind of know what the questions and stuff like that are as we kind of run through it.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then normally what I'll get everyone to do is just kind of introduce yourself, like who you are and stuff like that.
For sure. Yeah, I'll go ahead. My name is Ronnie Ladobruk. I'm a guitar player, singer, songwriter, session musician. I'll pretty much do anything that has to do with guitar. And yeah, I've been playing music since I was about 14 is when I started learning the guitar. So it's been a long time. I'm 32 now, so got some years going there in the game and stuff, and having a blast doing it for sure.
Awesome. So then what does your band normally go by?
So I just started a new project. It's a power trio. We're just going under my name, Ronnie Ladobruk. Just because I'm always putting myself out there, always promoting, always meeting new people and stuff. A lot of the musical ventures that I've done, a lot of people have come to know my name just by how much I put myself out there. So I was like, let's start a power trio under my name and have some fun with it. And we actually played our first show yesterday night at Side Stage Winnipeg with Omens and the Bloodshots. And that's been super fun. But before, I was in a band called Ronnie Ladobruk and the Electric. I was in a band previously before called Reckon So. I've been in a bunch of bands. I was in the Holly Davidson band. Just having a blast, kind of doing everything I can for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I caught a video of your rendition of Cult of Personality.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. I love Living Color. I saw them in September when they were at Club Regent Event Center, and they're just unbelievable. Like, those dudes are like, I think some of them in the band are in their 60s, and they sound like they're in their 20s. Like, seeing Vernon Reid play guitar in person was a dream come true. He's one of my favorites. So just phenomenal.
Well, I heard that show was really good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
so
100%.
with your new power trio there, like what genre of music do you play? Like, do you stick strictly kind of your rock and old school metal related genres, or do you kind of dip into a little more of the country-ish side too?
That's the beautiful thing about this power trio is it's kind of open ended to whatever we want to do. It's definitely in the rock vein of things, like that kind of like that classic rock. I'm a sucker for like the old 70s, 80s rock with killer guitar solos and just that whole kind of vibe. So that's kind of what we got going. But we definitely kind of dip into like we got some funk stuff going on. We've got some bluesy parts going on. We'll go anywhere and everywhere that we can musically. We even do during band practice. We can do some country shuffles and stuff too. So wherever we can fit in, we'll go there for sure.
Nice, nice. I know one thing my band and I have been working on for a wedding. It was a request for us to play it for the bride, and it's that "Shut Up and Dance with Me" by Walk the Earth.
Nice. That's such a great song.
But yeah, we were kind of sitting there going, well, how would that work? That's a pop song. Like, isn't that mostly digital based stuff? And then we managed to find like a couple versions of it that a guy did on guitar, and then we stripped it down acoustic, and we're like, oh, this actually sounds pretty cool. So
That's all.
it's kind of neat to see how things can kind of be stripped down and put into the ability to actually play with instruments on the stage. That's the first time I've ever seen that. But
That's awesome, and I bet you guys just like crush it. Like that's the beautiful thing is like any piece of music, whether it's like pop or country or any genre, you can strip it down to like the base idea, and then you can bring it to wherever you're going musically. And what a treat for somebody to ask you guys to do that and trust you to do a rendition of it and just have fun with it. And I would love to hear that because that's such a great song. Do you guys do it like kind of like more like a metal style, like keep the tempo upbeat like that, or?
well, for the wedding, they asked if we could actually strip things down and do it acoustically. So like we're doing
Oh, okay.
acoustic renditions of like "Disarm" from the Smashing Pumpkins, and like
Nice,
"Firewoman" from the Cult is another one that we stripped down,
nice.
and we're doing stuff like that, right? And then like I don't one of my favorites, and everyone always laughs because I love rock music. I'm a huge rocker, and
Mhm.
actually one of my most favorite songs to ever play on an acoustic guitar is actually "I Will Wait" by Mumford and Sons, if you've ever heard of it.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Just the vibe, and like our bass player also plays banjo, so he's going to throw the banjo in there, and then it just, I don't know, when we practice it, it just lights you right up, because it's just that you can't help yourself from swaying and shaking your butt and kind of moving around. So
That's
it should
fantastic.
be entertaining. But yeah, we'll get some video and stuff of it, and we'll make sure to shoot it over. I know Joel wanted to see some of them too.
For sure. No, that's awesome. When you said you broke this song down acoustically, I thought you were just doing that to kind of like figure out parts, but to do it the whole thing acoustically at the wedding, that's super cool. It's so cool. Do you find it like so interesting to like kind of go from like a full band electric setup to like doing just acoustic?
I do. It throws me off first off, and then like Danny, the other guitar player and singer in the group, he'll turn to look at me and be like, "Jeff, don't overcomplicate. Just play and enjoy."
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
sitting there, I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Just feel it, man. Just feel it." So then I'll sit back, and then I'll just start kind of plucking away and just be like, "Okay, there it is. There's the sound. Oh yeah, there we go." And then you kind of just melt into it, right? But that's the only thing I found is I tend to overthink it too much, because then it's like, well, you get that electric riff, for example, like "Firewoman" from the Cult, right?
Mhm.
That that underlying guitar tone across the whole song with the electric is just remarkable. And then when you break it down to acoustic, the tones are there, but it just feels like it's missing something, right?
Mhm.
So then I couldn't really wrap my head around the concept to it. Like, how can we play "Firewoman"? It just does not sound the same. And then once Danny grabbed his acoustic, and then he started playing in some of the lead and rhythm parts too along with me. It was just kind of like, holy shit, there it is. Like
That's
it just
awesome.
took the tools to do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat because like I'm still relatively new on learning like the lead stuff for guitar, because I did a lot of rhythm with like Midnight Renegade and that, right? Like if you ever listen to any of my old band stuff, I did mostly rhythm in that with it, and then kind of been working away at. I wanted to learn more lead because I write a lot. Like I've probably got like 6 albums worth of lyrics and shit to get pumped out. But my issue always was that I was never a great lead player. I guess as my brother would put it, more of a follower in that regard.
So
Where
you
like if you were to
like
sit there, well, yeah, if you were to sit and play something, I could turn around and I could put some bends and some mean slides, everything, and just follow you, right? With no problems whatsoever. But when you want me to lead everything for someone else to do that, that's where I think it's more of that I get in my head too much. Because if I sit back away from people, I can sit there and I can look at, all the tabs and start playing away and not have a problem. But it's when you get everyone kind of staring at you and you got to be that, so it's working away at getting that shit out of my head.
very fair. No, that's awesome though. That's great advice that Danny said too. Like, just thinking about that, as soon as you said it, it like stuck in my head. Like, the don't overcomplicate. Don't overcomplicate. Just play. Just enjoy. That's like sage advice for like music in general. 100%.
Well, yeah, exactly, right. And that it kind of resounded with me too, because I always used to have wicked stage fright, and I think every single musician does.
Oh yeah.
But and like the best thing I've ever heard, actually, advice wise, was when I was talking with Matt just this last episode. He had said the best advice he ever got from someone is them sitting there going, "They're here to party with you, not make fun of you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So then it's kind of that. Well, I guess yeah, because they obviously, if they have you playing there, they liked what they heard originally. So what's the problem?
100%. And that's kind of like similar advice. I was watching one of my favorite all-time rock bands is Buckcherry, and I was watching an interview with Josh Todd, and he gave some great advice like that too. Like, he was like, when you're in a band, I'm kind of like paraphrasing this or taking the quote out of context here, but basically you're saying when you're in a band, like, you're the entertainment for somebody who maybe this is their only night out in the month. Or maybe that's like the only money they could spend on entertainment that month. You're the entertainment. You take them away from all their problems, all their things that are going on in their life, and you give them the greatest evening they could ever have. I think about that often when I go to play live, because it's like that stage fright is a very real thing for sure. And it's like when you get your head too much about it, it's easy to be like, oh, they're not gonna like me, or just so many different things. But then you kind of step back and you realize that no, they're there with you. They're on this journey with you. And I think that's a beautiful thing for sure. A beautiful state of mind. Matt put it right for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And like one thing, I know I used to tick off my old band all the time, but I went through some stuff when I was younger, right? But the best advice I ever got is if you go into something positive minded, it can never end negatively. Right? It was the best advice I ever got. So then right before a gig, like we'd all have our jitters, we'd all be nervous and whatever else, right? And I'd be the guy sitting there going, no, man, I'm gonna shred this shit and we're all gonna look great. And everyone's gonna be hooting and hollering, wanting encores, everything else, right? Like go into it, pardon me, with that mindset. And we always seemed to blow the roof off anywhere we played, right? Like it seemed to work because we just we banded together like a family, like a band should.
Yeah.
And then we knew that we all had each other's backs, right? And it just kind of was that it's us against the world, and let's enjoy this.
For sure, yeah. No, that's awesome. I actually got a funny story about that. How the mindset can really make or break. So when I was in Recon, so we opened for Cheap Trick at Club Region Casino, and Rick Nielsen actually asked me and Brent to stand side stage to watch their set. So we were watching them side stage, and Rick Nielsen would come up and like talk to us while they're playing, like not missing a note. He'd be like, "I got this guitar in Chicago in like 19 blah blah blah," and he's like, "I paid like $3,000 for," but the band's playing. He's not missing a single note. So then he comes up near the end of the show, and he asks me if I want to play Surrender with them at the end of the night. So immediately I like start like shitting myself. I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know if I can do this. Like am I gonna go out and play Surrender with Cheap Trick? Like I don't know if I can do this. I started getting negative and thinking like there's no way I could do it. And then I remembered I used to teach that song to guitar students when I taught at the School of Rock in Winnipeg. And I was like, hey, well, you know the song. I was like, just think about it. There's a reason he asked you to do it. If he didn't think you could do it, he wouldn't have asked. So I took a guitar, went in the hall while they were doing their last couple songs before Surrender, and I started shifting my mindset to like instead of like you're not worthy to do this, you can't do this. I was like, you're gonna do this. You're gonna go out there with your rock heroes and kill it. And that switch in mindset really saved me because I did make some mistakes playing it with them. But it didn't matter. Like I look over and Rick's like laughing and having a good time, and I was like, "Okay, this is positive. Like, go into anything positive, and it'll end up being a great experience for sure."
Well, absolutely.
Mhm.
So then, when it comes down to being your musical self, kind of what's your avenues throughout a month?
Like, do you mean like playing wise, or kind of what I do, kind of like as a musician in a month, or?
Yeah, like your creative self, not like
Mhm.
you, your family life, none of that. But
Mhm.
like Ronnie Ladobruk, the musician, what's a month
Mhm.
like for him?
For sure. It used to be a lot busier when I was playing with the Holly Davidson band. We were doing covers every weekend. Um, I stepped away in August, so musically, I kind of took a break for almost. That was about 280 days. I would still play guitar every day. I do a lot of writing, a lot of like jotting down lyrics, a lot of like recording. I have a little setup at home, like a home recording setup. Um, so to go from like playing gigs every weekend type thing to like not doing much, it was a total change. But I try to stay as busy as I can with learning as much as I can on the guitar. So even when I don't have like any shows lined up or anything, I'm always focusing on like scales or chords or trying to learn theory, stuff like that. So every day I'll try and get at least 4 or 5 hours of practicing. When I was younger, I used to practice for like 15, 16 hours a day. But of course, like having a family and stuff, like can't really do that anymore. So I try to get it in where I can, but always trying to learn and progress on the instrument for sure.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I get you on the family side there. I'm lucky some days if I even get a chance to get off the couch to grab grab one of my guitars, right? Like
Hmm.
it gets difficult, or even sit behind a drum kit, right? Like it gets, yeah, incredibly difficult, especially as well, I guess as they get older. Like if it's just my daughter at home, she's older, right? She's a
Hmm.
teenager,
Yeah.
then I have no worries in the world, right? I can kind of
Mhm.
disappear, all that, because she's kind of in that dad's lame unless I need something kind of age range.
Fair enough.
Right?
Yeah,
But my other ones, they're younger, so it takes a little bit more dad attention.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But one question I always like to ask, because I always like to know, um, what first got you into music to begin with? Like, why'd you grab a guitar?
I always loved rock music, and my dad always put on like country, like '90s country. and I was always in love with the sound of a guitar. Like, just no matter what it was, whether it was like that clean twang or just like a overdriven amp, I always thought it was like the coolest sound ever. But I never really paid attention to like actually playing an instrument until junior high school. One of my friends was reading a guitar magazine, and I saw a really cool looking guitar. I think it was like an Ibanez RG or something. There was like an advertisement for it, and I was like, wow, that looks super cool. I was like, I wonder if like I could learn how to play guitar. There's always like this mystical thing, right? Like you see people playing them, and it's kind of like, well, that's super cool. It must be. It goes back to the what we were talking about before. Like, anything is impossible if you put in the work and you believe you can do it. So I asked my parents for a guitar for Christmas, and they did get one of the Walmart rocker guitar starter kit. So it came with the amp and the strap and the Stratocaster knockoff there. And I remember as soon as I put my hands on the guitar and felt the strings push into my fingers, I was like, "Oh, this is it. This is the greatest thing I've ever known in my life." So I locked myself in my room. The first day I had the guitar, I think I learned how to do. I taught myself the Holy Diver intro, but on the G string, and it was just like ba 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 ba, da, 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 like super like stuttered. But as soon as I like could figure that out, I was like, "Mom, Dad, oh my God, I just learned how to play this thing." And then after that, I just kept practicing, and then they came to my room and they said, "Hey, have you ever heard Eruption?" I'm like, "What's that?" I think the only Van Halen song I'd heard before that was "Running with the Devil."
Okay,
And
yeah.
they're like, well, you got to check out Eruption by Van Halen. So they put on this video of Eddie Van Halen doing Eruption. That changed my entire life. After seeing that video of Eddie doing that, I was like, this is the greatest. This is what I want to dedicate my entire life to doing. Like, if I can learn how to play like that, which nobody can play like Eddie, but just to even like come close to that realm of lead guitar, I was like, if I can learn how to do that, I'll go to my grave happy, because this is all I want to do for the rest of my life. And then I just started practicing like 15, 16 hours a day, even more than that. Sometimes I would skip school. Started suffering in school a lot because guitar became my biggest focus. Um, yeah, and then just kind of started getting into it there. Started playing with some friends in bands in high school. When I turned 18, started kind of playing in bands and bars and stuff, and it was really cool. You had Orvis on previous episode there.
Yeah.
I played in a band with Orvis when I turned 18. We played for a few years there. It was super fun, like just kind of playing with different people around the city. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome journey.
No, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Orvis is actually Danny that I mentioned. It's his brother.
Oh, no way! What a small world. Yeah, I love Danny. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't
Danny
know you guys were
Thomas.
playing
Yeah, he's
together. That's awesome.
yeah, he's part of Blindside. Yeah, so yeah, no, it's always interesting when people start talking about Orvis and stuff, and it's like Orvis is good. I like Orvis's stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
he's really well rounded. And then yeah, it was just Danny and I kind of we met at a campground. I think it was last year, a couple of years ago or whatever. They ended up camping next to us, and then
Mhm.
he had noticed that I was out and I had my tack out by the campfire there behind the camper, and I was just kind of plucking away at a few things, and then all of a sudden he comes out with his big beautiful Epiphone acoustic, and then he looks at me, I look at him, and then his wife Mandy was just like, come on over, because this is how the night's gonna go now. And then we just sat there and we
Yeah.
were talking music and playing things and stuff like that, and it just kind of went from there, right? We Danny always cracks a joke and calls me the White Thomas brother all the time, but
That's awesome. Right on. That's awesome. Yeah, no, super talented family. Yeah, that's what a small world. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's pretty cool. So when it comes to like your music and stuff, like um what inspired you to make your own? Like start writing your own music opposed to doing covers?
So like the first band I played in high school was with a bunch of buddies, and we do like Kill Switch Engage covers, Trivium covers, all these bands. And I never like it was super cool to play their music, but I never how do I say this? I never like felt like fulfilled doing that in a way. Like I was like I would love to like see what we can do. Like once we all get to a point on our instruments where we can kind of figure out how to put stuff together, I was like cool to learn how to like write our own stuff. So we kind of worked on a few original things, but it wasn't until I turned 18 and started playing into bar bands and stuff that we started putting together our own stuff. And like nothing really beats the feeling of like coming up with a cool riff or cool thing and just laying it down and having the people you're playing in a band with come together and piece together everything. It's such a cool, like just that creative process is so fulfilling. Um, and it's so cool. Like I think one of the coolest things about music is how you can come together with other human beings with an idea, and then you just start picking apart this idea and putting it all together as a group. And then I think it's just so beautiful that like a group of people can create a beautiful piece of music together out of nothing. Like, and I mean, like, there's only like 12 notes or whatever, but like, it's such an endless journey of like that you can be creative with. That always has interested me to kind of write my own stuff for sure.
Cool. So then what is your creative process normally like? Like how do you start it? Because some guys like to they start with their lyrics and then they kind of read their lyrics in their head and try to put the emotion to it with their instrument, or they'll actually put their instrumental together first and then do their lyrics.
Usually, it starts with like a guitar riff or like a guitar motif. Like in March, we recorded two new songs that'll be released this summer and kind of like the fall. And the one single that we're gonna release, "Let Me Down," I started with the guitar part. I was just kind of messing around. It's like burn out, burn out, down, down, burn out, burn down, burn out. And then like with that melody, I kind of started thinking like, what could go vocally there? So then I started writing some lyrics and stuff. And then it all started coming together just based off that guitar motif. Um, that's where I started basing the chord melody and or the vocal melody and stuff on. And then with solos and stuff, I just like hear it in my head and try to figure it out what I'm doing. Like I try to lay what's in my head down, and I can't always do it because like I think of like some really weird stuff for solos, but yeah, just kind of it starts with the music and then lyrics usually, and then goes from there.
Okay, cool. Cool. So do you have any local bands that you would most like to actually like collaborate with?
Oh, there's so many.
There's tons. It's hard.
Oh, it's hard. It's so hard. And as soon as you start naming some, you leave some out, and you feel bad. I definitely got to give a shout out to Ash and the Arsonists. That band is just absolutely incredible. Ash, his voice and his songwriting just blows me away.
He's really
Um,
good. Yeah.
oh, so good. Every song like I just hits you like a Mack truck. Like I just love that band so much and their songwriting and Joe Carson as a guitar player. one of the best you'll ever see. Gotta give them a shout out for sure. I would love to do a couple more shows with them. Gotta give a shout out to Matt. He's the man. Never stops hustling, never stops promoting. Hell of a drummer. Uh, it's yeah, that's a great band I'd love to collaborate with. Another person who is fairly new to the scene but is amazing is Irvin Miller. I've seen some videos of him singing, and I'm like, holy smokes, it's unreal. It'd be very cool to do something with him for sure. Um, yeah, there's so many. I don't want to start getting into naming because then I feel bad if I leave some out. But
Oh,
definitely
absolutely.
Definitely Ash and the Arsonist for sure.
Okay. So then, if you could open a show for any artist, who do you want to open for?
Oh, that's a good question. Are we talking about local bands or could it be anybody?
I normally like to do local, right? Because then it
Local,
showcases
yeah,
kind of that local love,
for sure,
like
yeah.
Manitoban, basically.
I'd have to say local would be Dreadnought. Dreadnought is those guys are my heroes. It's super cool. I've got to do a few things with Stephen Crooks over the years. He sang for a Black Sabbath tribute that we did, which was phenomenal. And we actually did do a show with Dreadnought at the Cowboy, or no, not Cowboys. Yeah, it was Cowboys Roadhouse. We did do it, but we were like we opened the night. It'd be cool to do like a direct support slot for Dreadnoughts, because those guys are unreal. I remember listening to them in high school and thinking like, these are the heights you can take it. And these guys are local, like they live in the same province. Like I can't believe that. That'd be super cool. Trying to think of who else. Of course, if we're talking local, this is kind of cheating a bit with local, but Backman Turner Overdrive, like
Okay.
even
Yeah.
to share the same stage with Randy Backman one day, that would be the ultimate dream come true for sure. Or do anything musically near him, that would be unreal.
Wow, sweet. So, one message that you could give to your fans, what would you tell them?
Thank you from with everything I have. Um, Thank you for the support. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for listening to my music. Thank you for keeping me going. Um, Thank you for there's a million bands playing at any time, and if they choose to spend their time with me, I don't take that for granted. It really means the world. If somebody chooses to take a night out and come enjoy what we do, I think that's the most meaningful thing, especially if they're buying a ticket, they're trusting us with their evening. We're going to give them the best show possible. That it means the world. To this day, it still blows my mind that somebody would take their time to come watch me play music, which is what I love to do. And I'm sure you feel the same way when you play. When somebody comes and enjoys what you do and gives their time, it's one of the most meaningful things for sure. So just thank you. And there's so much more on the way. I've got so much more to come for sure.
Awesome. So, one thing I like to do to just kind of break up the seriousness of it, and you've probably seen it from watching the other ones, but the most useless talent you have.
Most useless talents. Really good one. Have you ever seen those things? I don't know what they're called. It's so weird. Uh, it's um, it's one of those things where it's like a stick, and there's a string attached to it, and there's a thing that is attached to the other side of the stick, and it's like you have to like flip it up and catch it in the hole.
Like a
You know
ball
what
in
I'm
a
talking
cup.
about? Kind of like a ball in a cup, but it's like I don't know what it's called, but I can picture it. But I'm really good at that for some reason. Like flipping it up and then catching it in the whole thing. For some reason, I can do that like crazy. It's pretty awesome. Uh, that'd probably be the most useless talent I have for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is good. I've heard some interesting ones, like Joe and his electric drill, and a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah,
different.
yeah, for
I've
sure.
heard
Yeah.
some interesting ones. So if it wasn't for music, what do you think you'd be doing?
Well, I do have a day job as a supervisor at a telecom company, or like in a leadership role. Customer service has always been a really good passion of mine, which kind of goes along with music, like representing yourself. Um, I think customer service or sales, stuff like that, would definitely be what I would focus my time on. But of course, music is the dream, for sure.
Awesome. So out of the shows you've played, what are your favorite and least favorite venues?
Um, I can't really, I can't really
Just in
say I
terms
have.
of like setup and stuff, right? Like the venue itself could still be good. It's just a case
Mhm.
of where you've had like the most ease, right? Because I realize some venues do watch this and they could
Yeah,
take it the wrong way, right?
for
And it's
sure,
not
for
meant
sure,
to do that. It's more like every musician has like if I can walk in and plug my guitar and my amp in and go, that's a good
for sure,
venue, right?
for sure. Yeah, no, 100%. Well, we played like I would say the greatest is the Birds. Played the Birds a handful of times, and that's such a fantastic venue. The load-in is super easy. The staff are so kind and amazing. And just to play that theater is such a treat and such a pleasure. Um, well, I would say the hardest load-in for me, because I'm a big dude. Uh, Climbing stairs is definitely not easy for me. I hate it. Um, uh, just kind of lugging. I used to play like a half stack setup, and carrying it up the stairs at the Head pub was always difficult for me. But then I got a combo amp, so it was just like one hand is the combo amp, one hand is the guitar. That was an easier load in for me to go up those stairs. But I'm definitely not gonna bring a half stack anywhere that we gotta play or go upstairs for sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
do you have any upcoming shows for anyone that's watching that may want to check one out?
For sure, yeah. July 12th, we're playing Peg City Sound Off Summerfest. We're opening the show at 4 o'clock. Such a great lineup. So many amazing bands. Um, that's one that'll be sweet. We're kicking that one off, and then August 9th, we're doing Fall Jam in St. Andrews, Manitoba. We're opening for Bleecker, who are recording artists. I think they're from Toronto or the Ontario area. But that'll be a really good one. That's an all ages festival too. I think Pig City some Sound Off Fest is all ages too. Um, yeah, those are two ones that we've got coming up, and then we're always gonna look for more shows for sure coming up in the winter time. The plan is to finish these two shows off this summer and then get back in the studio because we've got the two singles recorded, and then we're gonna do like 4 or 5 more, and then put out like a actual record, and then go from there. Um, yeah, and then if shows come up, we'll play some more for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. So I know Matt and Robert Andreas, if you're familiar with them, they've
Mhm.
been the ones that have kind of dived into both sides of this question, which was really unique because one was saying one thing and the other one was saying something on a complete different side of the spectrum than most wouldn't
Mhm.
expect it, right? So how do you feel the internet's impacted the music business?
Um, I try to keep a positive mindset about that. I think the internet is great because anybody who wants to be creative and put themselves out there can do it. Um, it's as easy as like recording yourself playing a song and putting it on YouTube, which is like the coolest thing ever because like there's so much engagement. Like you could be sitting like I'm in Winnipeg right now. You could be sitting in Winnipeg, record a video of you playing a song that you wrote, put it on YouTube, and somebody from like Europe or like Brazil or anywhere in the world could watch it and you could become friends. And you could even collaborate with them. Like became friends with some people in LA and then I ended up doing a huge session work thing. I can't say who it was with, but it was with some like major people, and it all came because of like they saw my video on the internet, and it's such a like it's endless the opportunities that can come from putting yourself out there. On the other side, though, the internet can be a very dark place that lots of people can write negative comments or try to get in your head and stuff like that. It's I think it's very important to post and ghost. I say, put yourself out there, but don't read the comments. Read the comments, but don't hyper focus on them. Focus on the positive. Um, and with the internet, if we start getting into like the opinions on streaming and stuff, um, I don't necessarily. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I don't necessarily think streaming is a bad thing because once again, you can put yourself out there where before you would need a record deal or you would need to kind of be at a certain level to do it. But the barrier to entry is like broken now because of the internet. You can record an album at your house and put it on distro kit or TuneCore or anything, and boom, people can listen to you on Spotify and stuff. It's endless. Like I don't think it's a bad thing. I think the internet is a great tool. You just have to use it responsibly.
And I tend to agree. I see like a lot of well, a lot of people now. I always recommend like if you're easily influenced by people's comments, turn off commenting. Anytime you post something on it. All you can see is their reactions, right? If it's a laugh or an angry face or a whatever, ignore it. Focus on the thumbs up and the hearts, right? Those are
Yeah.
your people because it's just like everything else in life. No one's ever going to like everything you do, right?
Exactly.
So that's kind of a big chunk of advice that I give to artists too that I work with. And when it comes to the internet, I think it does have some benefits. Of course, like the negative stuff can wipe out some incredibly talented musicians, unfortunately, just because you know the trolls we get that normally are in basements somewhere.
Yeah.
But the only issue I've ever seen really with kind of how the internet's affected it is things like these people that go to schools to do what we do, right? So you got people like well, Kalen, for example, because I believe he's graduated now, but Kalen or Jody from Studio 23 or myself or, you know, a lot of these other studios that are out there, even Bedside that's, you know, come across in conversation a couple times. Like we've all went to school to do what we do. So when we look at it, it's like, it's kind of upsetting because we all have that. We love every artist. If we get to be a part of creating your project and your dream, that's all we ever wanted, right? We're not going to soak you. We're not going to do it because it's, hey, we get money in our pockets. We do it for the whole love of music, right?
For sure.
And kind of that underpaying an artist, you're taking advantage of that artist on something that is not yours to take advantage on. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that's kind of where my mindset sits. I mean, everything else, Spotify, like, I think it's got phenomenal reach. Pay is crap. You know, like Amazon Music, phenomenal reach. From what I understand, they're in contract negotiations to try to raise what royalty rates are going to be. And a lot of the other ones too are. Spotify's the only one I think that spends money on themselves more than their platform. But I mean, it's to each their own, I guess, in the sense. But kind of how I look at it is, if you're in music to make money, you're in it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Right? Like when it comes to streaming. So I mean, I kind of sit in the dead center of all of that. I can see the negatives and I can see the positives, and there's really no side that affects me, right? Like I play guitar or drums or jam out with buddies or whatever because I love to. I don't care if we're making money doing it. I love doing it, right? Like people around my town sit there, they go, well, you want the arts guy. This guy eats, breathes, and shits music. Like anything arts related, that's your guy, right?
Yeah.
Whereas it's not like, oh, well, careful because he costs money. Well, no, the money is never even a topic. It's just he loves what he does. He's passionate. And when you're passionate about something, just like yourself, right, you're always successful in what you do.
100%. I love that, and I fully believe that statement. If you're passionate about what you do, you'll always be successful at any level which you do it at. And yeah, 100%. Like I know a few people who have said before, like, I'm gonna play music to make money, and I kind of laugh. I'm like, well, good luck. Firstly, and also like it should always be for the love first and foremost. Like, of course, money is important, but the passion is what will carry you through the valleys. There's always hills and valleys in music. When you're on the hill, everything is great. The passion is what's going to get you through the valley and get out of there.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, like, I agree with you too. There's got to be some room for dollar signs there. But in the end, like, I've always looked at it, there was always a term for sellout, right? So,
yeah.
So you look at it in the sense you can always go and watch bands, and you probably can do this too. You can go and watch a band, and you can basically look at them and see right then and there if their heart's in it or if they're doing it for the paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can openly tell because that energy that they're giving off is just dead. It's dead space, right? Or it's kind of like, well, why don't you go play in a lounge or something, right? Where no one really cares about the music you're playing. You're kind of background because the people that come here to see a show, they want a show.
Yeah.
Right? Like they want to feed off your energy to make their night better, not just kind of, well, we're going to play this song and just do this kind of thing, right? Like,
yeah.
There's no excitement to it.
Like it goes back to that thing too, that Josh Todd had touched on. Like, you never know, like maybe if somebody comes to a show, that could be like their last like $15-20 for the month that they have as extra income, to go enjoy themselves and get away from the trials of life. Like they can have a shitty day at work and be so excited to get out of the house and go enjoy a show. And I think it's so important. Like if you're there entertaining, and you're there to be the people that they trusted to go enjoy that night with, like you would do a great disservice to just like give that energy of like, I'm just doing this because I'm here. I don't feel anything when I'm doing this. Like, no, like last night at Side Stage, that was my first show back in like 280 days. And I felt alive on that stage. I felt like every bit of like energy I had, every bit of like we'd finish a song and people would react. I felt it in my soul. Like I was like, this is what I'm here on this planet to do. And that reassurance of passion was like I love it. Like I don't understand people who just kind of do it for a paycheck. Like you have to love what you do, or it's a great disservice to the art.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I know when I go and watch a band for the first time, it's one of those where, yeah, the music is something I'm listening to, but I also kind of want to see like you're into your own music,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like you're not just kind of, well, we're just gonna play a few cover songs and do our thing. And like your energy can be there, great, but I want to hear you do that cover song your way, right?
Hmm.
Not bang on 110% how this person did it. I want
Hmm.
how you feel and your emotion pouring out of your instruments to how it
Hmm.
makes you feel, right? And that's a lot
Yeah.
of what I look for. And I mean, there's tons on the Winnipeg scene that when they take on a cover, like it's incredible what comes out.
Hmm.
Absolutely incredible. I've watched some guys take, like Willie Nelson songs and turn them into a heavier blues based song where it sounds more like Jimi Bloody Hendrix, right? Like, and it's
That's
sitting there
awesome. Yeah,
and it's just kind of like, wow, like you guys
for sure.
really committed, right?
Hmm.
And that's the type of stuff you want to look for because those are the guys you want to get to know. Um, Best advice I was ever given too, like, and what I love about the Winnipeg scene so much, that's why I always support it and always get involved in whatever I can for it, right? Is it doesn't matter what caliber, what kind of class you would deem yourself, if you want to put it that way, as a musician in any
Hmm.
regard. You could be just starting out, barely, you can play a G, a C add 9, a F chord, or a whatever, right?
Yeah.
And with stuff like that, like you can go and say, for example, someone like you or Matt or Kalen or Joel or any of those guys that are bigger on that scene, and you can sit and have a conversation with them, and they'll be more than willing to tell you, "Hey, man, like you played absolutely great, and if you ever want to learn, feel free to come jam with me." Right? Like they
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
And I've seen also too, like with a younger jet that I helped out there. He went and he played an open mic, and the one seasoned guitar player that was there just tore him apart. Kid doesn't want to touch a guitar anymore.
That's
Like it
that.
was just like, what are you doing, man? Like, how could you do this to this young kid? Because this kid was like 17 years old, right? So he's just starting.
Yeah.
And that's where, like some of us, I guess, had the luxury. We started ahead of that. But some kids
Hmm.
nowadays, especially with society the way it is, that some kids can't afford a guitar until they're old enough to buy their own.
100%. Yeah. It's so important to nurture anybody who wants to play music. Like I was so lucky, and I'll say this for forever. I was so lucky to be so welcomed into the music scene. Like when I first turned 18, I started going to these jams at Dylan O'Connor's, and they're run by Stan Bergenak, who is like an incredible bass player, incredible singer, and I got to jam with him on stage. And like I didn't know anything. I just turned 18. I can play some solos and stuff, but I didn't know how to play with a band. Didn't know the first thing about the dynamics of like jamming with people and playing in a band. And Stan was so welcoming. He was like, "Come on up and play." And then I got to play with Garrett Lay, who's like an unbelievable guitar player, like just crazy. And like you play with drummers like Josh from the Holly Davidson band. That's where I first met him, was jamming at those jams. These guys are all like masters of their craft, and they're so welcoming, and they give you their time. And like even I would mess up a song, or like it wouldn't be like my best performance, and like Stan would be like, "It's fine, you did great, like just keep playing, keep at it." And it was so encouraging. I would very much excuse me, I'd very much, if that that young kid doesn't want to play guitar anymore, we need to find the right people in the city to connect that kid with, because there's so many welcoming musicians who want to, like you said, like everybody in the Winnipeg scene that I've ever met is so welcoming and willing to give their time and their energy and their information. Like one of the guitar legends in the city, Barry D Player. I got to jam with him. Anytime I ever ask him a question, he's so kind, and he's doing things on the guitar I can't even like fathom doing. And he'll break it down and be like, "This is how I did it." Like, so willing to give away the secrets of the trade. Um, it's important to align yourself with good people like that, and even yourself, like with Rose and Fire Studios, like you're helping bands, you're helping people in their careers, you're recording people, you're giving people an opportunity to grow and expand their art and creativity. And I want to give you a thank you for this series that you're doing with artists and giving people an insight into their lives and stuff. Like, it's important to be associate yourself with people who want to see you grow and succeed. And I think that's the Winnipeg music scene is full of that. And we're very lucky to have that because Winnipeg has some of the best musicians in the entire world living here who have no ego, who are willing to give you their time, and that's a very special thing.
Well, absolutely. And I appreciate the shout out. Yeah, we try to do what we can. And I mean, and that's ultimately what it's all about, right? And we've showcased a lot of that around Westman too, where it's, you know, I'm trying to think of the best words here, but there's a duo that I actually hang around with. They're friends of mine that they are. I don't know why they're still playing in Brandon and area like that. Like, they should be in Winnipeg, right? Like, just their personality, the way they are. Brandon and Ethan are just phenomenal guys. If you've ever come across Beanie,
I can't say I'll keep a lookout. That's like I'll look them up for sure.
but they played quite a bit with us with Midnight Renegade and stuff, and like we opened for them, and they're very much like the type, like the one thing that made me get some respect for them actually is I was playing on my Gretsch and I didn't get a chance to restring it before the gig and figured, whatever, it'll be fine, right? We'll figure it out. And then all of a sudden playing through and we were just about to hit our heavier rock songs. I'm like, shit, I broke that string. I need it.
Yeah.
And then Brandon, he's sitting there and I'm kind of looking around. I'm like, can you get me a water? And of course, Ethan runs over, grabs me a bottle of water, and Brandon hands me a guitar. And he's just like, "You're going to need it for this one, pal." He's like, "Yours is fucked. Hand it here. I'll restring it." So by the end of our set, I had my guitar back, but he was just another musician in the crowd that just lent me his, took mine, restrung it, took his back, and gave me mine back, right?
Yeah.
And that's Winnipeg mindset for you, right?
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. That's an example of somebody who wants to see you succeed and be your best, and that's a beautiful thing. Oh, I'll have to look them up for sure. And just a shout out to the Westman area, like so many incredible musicians and bands. We're very lucky every time we've come to either Brandon or got to play Rock in the Fields or anywhere in that area. I got to give a shout out to Matt Corey. Like, for years, I'd heard about him. Finally got to meet him at Rock in the Fields. Such a nice guy, unbelievable guitar player. Shout out to Ken, who you just had on. He's another example of somebody who, like, we were just a band from Winnipeg who was looking to kind of venture out and play further than Winnipeg, and Ken hit us up and we arranged to play Sausage Fest that they had at the East Community Center. I don't know the exact name of it. Yeah. And he was so kind. Like, he was like, anything you guys need, like anything we needed, he was there for us. Just another example. Like, he didn't owe us a single thing, and he was so kind to us. And I've never forgotten that because, like, him and Jade are like family to me. Like another example of like beautiful people who want to see and help other people win and do good. Um, just such a we're very lucky in this province for sure.
Oh, absolutely. There's tons of phenomenal people. And yeah, Ken is a great guy. And from what I hear, he's continuing on with what he's doing, which is great. I thought he was going to kind of leave it behind there for a bit, but I'm glad he's coming through. And like Dag too, I'm sure you've probably dealt with him before. He's very much like-minded, like we are that way, right? Where it doesn't matter your talent level, what you do on a stage or even behind the stage or in the studio, right? It's you're a musician or a music professional in your own right, and we'll love and support and kind of boost no matter what, right?
Yeah. I was just speaking with Dag the other day, actually. Shout out to him as well. Everything he's doing with Manitoba Loud Awards and stuff, like such an incredible avenue for heavy bands and heavy music. Another example of a person who is so important to the scene, who wants to see people win and do good. Very lucky to call, like yourself, very lucky to call these people friends.
There's always there's always more to make, right? Like before I got into Frozen Fire and stuff, like I knew some musicians and stuff, right? Because I dabbled. And then finally it's like, you know what? No, like I've always wanted to do a career in music and stuff, so I'm going all in. So then it literally did, right? Birth Frozen Fire, and then I just boom blew up from there, and then I ended up with really, really good friend of mine like Robert Andreas, right? Which is like an international blues star. What that boy can do on a guitar blows my mind. And then, like meeting people like Clint and that from Red Tie and working with them on stuff. And then Dag I've known for a lot of years. Like my son and my daughter actually call him Uncle Dag. We're like brothers from another mother kind of thing, right?
Awesome.
And then just kind of the different people that you meet throughout. And then like Joel, I met him. I ran sound for a band, Ion Crush, that he played in.
Okay,
Carberry. And I was doing that on, I think I had maybe 4 hours of sleep all weekend, and I was just exhausted, white as a ghost, eyes like were drooping like I had a stroke, like just wiped. I run sound for the whole festival and stuff, and he was just like, who is that guy? Like, holy crap, is he a guru with this board? And it's just like all of a sudden got talking to him just beside the actual trailer, and next thing you know, we're friends. And then his band Valley Narrow was here and recorded here, and then we did some things with Peg City Sound Off. We sponsored them to try to help them get going, and it's just it's kind of crazy how quickly you can pick up friends in the industry if your heart's in the right place, right?
100%. Such a beautiful thing for sure. And it's as easy as that. Like you meet somebody and all of a sudden you start talking, boom, you're friends. And it's such a small world. Like everybody knows everybody. We're very lucky. Like I played in a band with Clint. It's just such a small world. And everybody's working towards the same goal, which is like being creative and putting the best stuff out there for sure, which is great. And like even like how we met at the A&W event there in Winnipeg. Like it was so great to meet you. And like what a beautiful thing. Like it's like we start talking and I can tell right away you're so passionate. And it's like we start talking, we hit it off. I can call you my friend. I love and support everything you're doing. You likewise with me, and it's like we can like take this friendship till the end of our lives type of thing, and create some amazing stuff together. And it's as easy as that. Like you said, if your heart's in the right place, you'll find beautiful people to share it with for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So do you have any sorry, I'll kick us back here.
No worries.
Got gabbing on topic.
No worries.
So just try to see here. Do you have any goals or aspirations for this year?
For sure. Get back in the studio in winter for sure to record. We have it set up to go record with John Paul Peters, who we did our last two singles with. and then in 2026 put out an album, like put together 2 singles, and then the stuff we recorded in winter. And then yeah, just kind of my biggest goal is to have fun with music again, because for so long, like, wrong place about, like, I was writing music, and don't get me wrong, I love everything I've recorded previously, but I would be like, can this song go on radio? Can this song will this song be okay for people to like? And now I'm like, okay, that's all great stuff, but I'm writing stuff that I love. Um, these 2 singles that we did, when I listen to them, and it's not an ego thing, but I get goosebumps because it's exactly what I love about music. And I just love this music so much. And if a single person, if everybody in the world was like, "Oh, we hate these songs," I would be like, "I don't care," because I love them. And I feel like I'll connect with people who will love them once we put them out. And it's just getting back to having fun, and focusing on loving it. Because there was a period of time, maybe 3 years ago, where playing original music became stressful for me for some reason. And I kind of lost the fun part of it because I was in my head too much. I was like, we need to get a record label. We need to work hard to um appease the powers that be and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, man, I got into this because I love the guitar and I wanted to create some great music. And that's where I'm at right now, which is a really healthy place. I'm back to finding a balance with music and my family, and just maybe playing some shows here and there. And I'm in a really good place. So I would say another goal is just to keep doing what I'm doing right now, release some new music, play some more shows, and just have some fun.
Nice, nice. So, with that, like, what advice would you give to a youth that's just starting out?
The biggest advice I would say is listen to your heart. And that sounds cliche to say, but it's super important. If you're young and you're getting into music, play it because you love it. Play the music you love. Surround yourself with people who love you, and want to see you do good. Like we were just talking about, surround yourself with people who want to see you win. Focus on your love of the music, because eventually, like I've been in places where I've made good money playing music. And I've been in places where you don't make anything playing music. And so far I've been kind of everywhere you can be with music, which sounds kind of weird to say. But when you break it all down, when the money goes away, when the attention goes away, it all comes back to the love of music. That's what remains eternal. If you love the music, that's that's what matters most out of everything. Nothing else matters except loving what you do, and have fun. Show up on time. Be nice to people. I fully believe being nice is more important than being talented, being kind. Because you could be the most ripping guitar player in the world, doing crazy 8 finger tapping stuff. But if you're a dick, like, nobody's gonna wanna be around you or associate with you. It's important to be kind and be supportive, and just be a good person. That's more important than being talented. And just remember that um, you shouldn't take yourself too seriously, because it's easy to do that in music. It's easy once you start playing some bigger shows. You're like, I deserve to be here. Um, la, la, la. And it's like, no, no, no. Like, you're lucky to be here. It's a privilege to play shows. It's a privilege to play in front of people. It's a privilege to play your music for people. Just be grateful, be kind, and have fun.
Awesome. So if anyone watching wants to find any of your music, where would they go?
So these two new singles, they're being mixed right now. So those won't be out just yet, but on Spotify, look up RLE, Ronnie Ladobruk and the Electric. Our old albums are on there. www.ronnieladobruk.com. You can find everything I'm doing on my website. Hashtag, or not hashtag, at Ladobruk Music on Instagram, Facebook. Those are my socials. I have a TikTok, but I don't really know how to use it. I don't really know what to do on there. I just post guitar videos. But yeah, RonnieLadobruk.com is kind of the main thing to kind of keep up on stuff. So
Okay, awesome. Well, that's really all I had for you for questions. Bud, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, one question I wanted to ask you that I'm super interested in is like how is it working with so many different bands and projects, and kind of like what's your experience been with working with bands and stuff? Like is it I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, is it pretty wild to like help somebody and like create what's in their mind? Like when you're recording a band, like how cool is that process? Like,
See, I love it. I know some musicians will get mad at me because they'll, like having been a drummer before I was a guitarist for like Midnight Renegade and stuff, like timing is key, right? Especially in a studio. So then I've probably pissed off more than my fair share of artists because they'll be playing along or something, and I'll be like, "You're out of time, man. Nope, start over." And be like, "Well, no, this is just how the transition works." Well, then change your transition because you're out of time.
yeah,
Right? Like, no, this is not working, right? Then eventually, when the song's all said and done, after I've mixed it, mastered it, right, and they're listening to it, they're going, "Holy shit, good call, man." It's like, this is just what we do, right? Like this is how we help you. I find it, and I know my significant other there, like she finds it when I get talking about it, like absolutely jaw dropping, because I'll sit there and I'll be like, I love working with a new band because you get to you hear new stories, right? Like you always hear, different ones, and every band eventually their story is the same. In every song they write, it ends up always the same, right? With the new ones, it's all fresh, and it's all, that young spunk, as my grandfather would call it, right? That can only be done with guys that are like first recording their first ever track kind of thing. And just feeding off that is just incredible. So she'll always laugh because I'll be like a giddy little schoolgirl sitting there while I'm working with them, right? And all excited. But that's what I love about it, right? Is I love being able to help an artist with a message and a story to be able to take those words to tell the story and put their emotion through the instrumentals to help everyone else understand it, right? And that's a big thing of why I do what I do. Now, the coolest thing actually is that it's I never thought we would, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a negative person on myself or anything, but I never thought we would have progressed to the point that we're at now. I figured, the odd band here or there, and who knows, maybe I'll get a band a week recording or something. And then it ended up where I've worked with some bigger names in the area, and then some even out of Winnipeg or Brandon, and got the opportunity to form bands with some of these guys too. And then it's all of a sudden I'm getting emails from, places like Nashville and Texas and places like this, like, hey man, we heard this track that your band did. Can you take a look at ours and maybe mix and master it for us and send it back? And we work together, and it's just been an incredible journey on kind of where it started to now, right? And I'm sitting back looking at it, and it's like all I did was put up walls in the back of my garage and start playing music, right? But yeah, no, it's definitely a cool thing when you get working with a bunch of different people and different personalities. I guess I'll put it that way. Everyone's got a unique personality. There's, I think it was Joel, I was mentioning it, where every band seems to have your bad boy, your really nice guy, your
Yeah.
egotistical one, and then your stoner.
Yeah,
There
100%.
always is. It's just that dynamic, and it's strange how every single band you look at, you can pinpoint exactly who is what,
Yeah,
right? Just by
100%. Yeah.
yeah. And I always thought that was cool that every single band in existence has those guys in it.
No, that's awesome, and congrats to you. Like, it's a testament to your hard work and your passion. Like, seeing you, like, when you step back and you look at what you've created and see it building and see this thing that you put all your time and effort into becoming this beautiful, like, blossoming thing. Like, what a beautiful gift it is to see that becoming something that you've always dreamed of, for sure. Like, congrats to you, and same for, like, all the bands out there playing, like, to watch it become something more than you ever imagined. What a beautiful journey it is that we're on.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's I don't know, it's very much music first, money later.
Yeah, yeah,
As
yeah,
well as a lot of the musicians I've dealt with put it, they're like, we love working with you because you're music first,
yeah,
right? And that's kind of like what we talked about earlier is always got to be about the music. The dollars, deal with that later. That has nothing to do with
yeah,
what the initial goal is, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely important. The music's always first, for sure.
Yeah. But do you have any other questions, Ronnie?
No, I just once again wanted to thank you for everything that you're doing. This series is absolutely amazing. I'm very grateful to be on here and to talk to you and catch up, and wishing you all the best, and I hope to work with you in the future, for sure.
Oh yeah, well, definitely we'll have to. Rather, it's either our bands get together and do something, or come to the studio and lay down some tracks for something, or whatever, right? Definitely, we'll have to kind of get together and work on something in the future.
For sure, yeah.